Hi there, Mr. Holcomb here with another episode of The Math Behind the Modules. Okay, this is lesson or chapter 3.2, loans. Okay, so the objectives of this lesson are to read monthly payments from a table. We're going to compute monthly payments using a formula, and we're going to compute interest on loans. So this is kind of a continuation of chapter 2 with all the interest formulas. So promissory note, let's go over the vocabulary first. A promissory note is just simply the application for a loan. You say, and then your name, promise to pay back whatever you're borrowing at certain percentage over this period of time and make timely payments. That is a promissory note. You're promising to pay back money you borrowed. All right. Principal is the money that you're borrowing. So if I borrow $10,000 at an interest rate of 3%, the principal is $10,000, but at the end of the loan, I'll be paying more than $10,000. It'll be the principal plus the interest. Annual percentage rate is also called APR, and that is just simply the rate of interest over a year, and you can calculate from that how much you're paying each monthly payment. A co-signer is someone who would sign a loan, a promissory note with you. If, say, you're young or you don't have good credit and that you can't get a loan on your own, you would get someone who has good credit to be what's called a co-signer, and that co-signer would then be responsible to pay back the loan if you don't do it. So the co-signer is responsible for paying back the loan if the borrower doesn't. Okay. Life insurance is a creditor often requires a borrower to have life insurance that will cover the loan in the event the borrower dies before the loan is paid. There are life insurance policies for mortgages. There's life insurance policies for large loans. Okay, so some companies require a life insurance policy so that if you die, someone's paying for that loan, an insurance company. Okay, prepayment privilege. That it means that if you want to pay the loan off early, you can do so without any penalty. Prepayment privilege, I actually do that with our mortgage. Instead of paying a monthly mortgage payment, we divide it by 2 and pay it every 2 weeks. And we started 2 weeks early. So the first half of the payment every month is considered early, and that's a prepayment privilege. We're allowed to do that because we have prepayment privilege, and we're going to knock a few years off of our life of our loan by paying that sooner. Other insurance, or not insurance, other loans have what are called a prepayment penalty. A bank can tell you whether or not they allow prepayment. And if you prepay it early, there's a penalty, and they get a certain amount of penalty dollars because they're losing interest that they planned on making from you, if that makes sense. And wage assignment just means, okay, so say you want to buy a truck and you want to have the money taken out of your paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, however often you get paid, and that money directly gets deposited to your vehicle loan. That would be a wage assignment. And so you never see the money. You get your paycheck at the end of the week, and the money that was assigned to the loan is already gone. You don't miss it, and you just carry on about your business, and your vehicle's getting paid for. A wage garnishment is if you default on something, or for some reason some law has been broken or something like that, or you owe somebody and the courts step in, then they're going to garnish your wages. That's wage garnishment. You have no say in that. They just take it, and it's the same as a wage assignment, except it's not voluntary. Wage assignment is, wage garnishment is mandatory by the courts. Okay, and a balloon payment is simply, okay, you pay this loan this much every month, but at the end of the term, say 5 years, if it was a 5-year loan, if there's a large payment remaining more than the last pay or the monthly payments, then that's the balloon payment. So say you borrow $5,000 and you're paying $200 a month, and there's $500 remaining after your loan time is up, that balloon payment of $500 would have to be paid in the last month. And that's balloon payment. So there are our vocabulary words, and let's get into the examples. Okay, so here is example 1. So there is a table from the book, and example 1 is asking, what is the monthly payment for a $4,000 2-year loan with an APR of 4%? So they give an interest rate APR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you have an even dollar or even percent, not 7.35%, just simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7%. And then they go out with a 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, and 5-year loan. But you need to take into consideration that this is also in thousands of dollars for the loan. So let's take a look at this, for example. This $42.10 would be a $42.10 monthly payment for 2 years if you borrow $1,000 at 1%. If you borrow $2,000, you multiply this times 2, and it would be $84.20 per month. So you have to multiply by the number of thousands to get the monthly payment after you calculate it from the table. Okay, so keep in mind about that. So what is the monthly payment for a $4,000 2-year loan? Okay, so the key here is 4,000. 2-year loan is this column right here. And an APR of 4% is this row right here. And so therefore we are talking about this dollar amount right here. That is a monthly payment for 2-year loan at 4% for $1,000. So for a $4,000 loan, you just simply take, oh, I forgot to change my pen. Let me switch to pen. You simply take the 4 for 4,000 and multiply that by $43.42. So 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 4 is 16, carry the 1, 4 times 3 is 12, and 1 is 13, carry the 1, 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. And for $4,000 over 2 years at 4%, you would pay $173.68. Okay, so now to check your understanding, hopefully you pause the video and try this. Juan is borrowing $41,000. So I'm going to highlight that 41. That's what we have to multiply by. It's for 5 years at 3%. So let me erase this. Get rid of all this. And what we're doing now is we are going to we're going to use this column, 5 years, and we're going to use the 3% row. So now we're looking at, oops, try to grab this box here. We're looking at $17.97 per $1,000 for Juan's loan. And we are going to take this and we're going to take 41 times $17.97. Okay, so in doing so, 41 times 17.97 is going to give us $736.77. Okay, so that is his monthly payment for a $41,000 loan that's going to be paid back after over 5 years at 3% interest. Okay, example 2. It says, what is the total amount of the monthly payment for a $4,000 loan? Why is this not working? $4,000 loan, 2 years, APR 4%. So 4% is this row right there. 2 years is this column. So we're going to use this amount right here. That's $43.42 per 1,000. So now all we're going to do is take 4 times 43.42. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 3 is 12, and 1 is 13. 4 times 4 is 16, and 1 is 17. And the total amount of monthly payments for a $4,000 2-year loan, now it's saying the total amount. So you're going to take this $173.68 and multiply that by 2 years is 24 months. So if I take 173.68 times 24, that is going to be $4,168.32. Okay, the loan was $4,000, so you subtract that, and you would have paid $168.32 in interest. Okay. Now to check your understanding. What is the total amount of the monthly payment for a $5,300 4-year loan with an APR of 3%? So now all we're going to do is move this up to the 3%. We're going to a 4-year loan. So that intersects at $22.13 per thousand. Okay. So our number of thousands is 5.3. So 5,300, 5,000, 5 is 5,000, 5 times 1,000 is 5,000. 5.3 times 1,000 is 5,300 times this $22.13 is going to be what we're paying per month. So I get my calculator out, and 5.3 times 22.13, and that comes out to be $117.29. What is the total amount of the monthly payment? So this is one payment, and there's 4 years, which is 48 months. So now I'm going to take this, I'll write it over here instead of here. I'm going to take the 117.29 times 48 payments of that amount. So I'm not going to round here so it's more accurate. Because if I round 1/10 of a penny, 48/10 of a penny is, we're going to be out by almost 5 cents, which isn't a lot, but I like to be accurate. So I'm going to multiply this by 48, and I get $5,629.87. 5,629.87. Okay, that would be our total payment on that loan of $5,300. Okay, now the extend your understanding is a little bit twisted around, and we have the total monthly payments for a 5-year loan is $10,692. Okay, so 5 years is 60 months. So I want to take this $10,692 and divide it by the number of monthly payments, which is 60. So if I take, let me clear this, 10,692 divided by 60, that is going to give me my $178.20. Okay, that is our monthly payment. It is a 5-year loan. So now I have to take that $178.20 and divide that by 5. Move all this down. Okay, so I'm going to take that $178.20 and divide it by 5, because that's 5 years. Or not 5, hang on. What am I doing? Let's hold that thought. First, let's take a look at the table. So we have APR of 7%. So that would move this down to here. We're talking about a 5-year loan, which is here. So the monthly payment is $19.80 per thousand. And we're paying $178.20. So how much money was originally borrowed, we can find out by taking this 1,980 and So we're going to take 178.20 divided by 1980, our monthly payment. If this is our payment and we divide it by for 1,000, then we're going to find out how much we borrowed. So 1,980 or $19.80 per 1,000. So we're paying $178.20 per month. If I take that $178.20 and divide it by 1980, $178.20 divided by $19.80. That is going to give us 9. Okay, so we borrowed $9,000. Okay, I was just working this backwards. So what we used was the table to find the payment per $1,000. And we found the monthly payments and divided by that amount to get how many thousands of dollars we borrowed. Okay, example 3 says to find the finance charge. So in this one here, this is a really simple problem because it's asking for the finance charge for a $4,000 2-year loan with a 4% APR. Well, right back here in example 2, $4,000 2-year loan, APR 4%. We found out that the total cost over the period of the time of the 2 years was $4,168.32. So $4,168.32 was what we paid back over 24 months. And the amount borrowed was $4,000. So you take what you paid and subtract what you borrowed, and the difference is the interest. And it's simply $168.32. So keep in mind, what did we do? Number of months times the monthly payment is this, minus what we borrowed equals interest. Okay, pause the video, see if you can do the check your understanding, and let's take a crack at it. So Carl is borrowing X dollars over a 3-year period. So that's 36 months. The monthly payment is Y dollars. So if you take 36 payments of Y dollars, that would be equivalent to this portion of the problem up above. He borrowed X dollars. So what did we do? Number of months times the monthly payment minus what we borrowed. We borrowed X dollars. So 36Y minus X is the algebraic expression for the finance charge. Okay, example 4, we're getting into a little bit more complex calculation here. This is a formula from chapter 2. So I just brought it in, and let's color code this problem. Mark bought a new car. The total amount he needs to borrow is $28,716. That will be our principal. He plans on taking out a 4-year loan. That's T, number of years, at an APR, annual percentage rate of 3.12%. That's our interest rate. What is the monthly payment? So we're asking to find the monthly payment, and that's M. Okay, so this should all line up nice and neat, and substitute in the givens, and it's going to be a piece of cake. So M equals principal, $28,716 times R, interest rate, 0.0312 divided by 12. Close the parentheses, another parentheses, 1 plus my R, 0.0312 divided by 12 to the power of 12 times T, which is number of years, 4. Okay, so there's our numerator. Our denominator is going to be 1 plus our interest rate, 0.0132 divided by 12 to the power of 12 times T minus 1. Okay, now when we're going to put this in the calculator, you should put the numerator in parentheses and you should put the denominator in parentheses. So we're going to put this in the calculator. Hopefully we get this straight the first time. And it is going to be parentheses for the numerator, 28716. Another parentheses here, 0.0312, 0.0312 divided by 12, close those parentheses. Another parentheses, 1 plus 0.0312 divided by 12, close the parentheses here, to the power of, I'm just going to put 12 times 4, which is 48, come out of my exponent, close the parentheses. There is our numerator. I could hit enter now and get a numerator value, but I'm just going, yeah, I'll do that, enter. There's my numerator. Now if I just hit divide, it's going to take that numerator and we're going to divide by this here. So I want a parentheses, second parentheses, see how there's 2, 1 plus 0.0312 divided by 12, close the parentheses, to the power of 4 times 12, which is 48, come out of that exponent, minus 1, and close the parentheses for the denominator and hit enter. And we got $637.13. Okay, so $637.13. Okay, so now the check your understanding says find the monthly payment for $1,000 1-year loan at an APR of 2.5%. So we're going to use this formula up here, and M equals our principal, $1,000, times our interest rate, 0.025, divided by 12, because there's 12 months in a year, to the power of 12 times 1 year, 1-year loan, times 1 plus my interest rate, 0.025, divided by 12, close parentheses, to the 12 times 1 again. Did I do that right? Now, what am I doing? Let's get rid of this. Made a mistake. There's not 2 exponents. It's principal, 0.025 times 12, no power here. 1 plus 0.025 divided by 12, all to the power of 12 times number of years, T1. Divide that by parentheses, 1 plus 0.025 divided by 12 to the power of 12 times 1 minus 1. Okay. Actually, let me get rid of this. So here's the formula. And let me just change colors. We're going to put this in parentheses for the numerator. We're going to put this in parentheses for the denominator. So here we go. So it's 1,000 parentheses 0.025 divided by 12. Close those parentheses, open new ones, 1 plus 0.025 divided by 12. Close the parentheses, to the power of 12 times 1 is simply 12. Close the parentheses. I'm going to hit enter here for my numerator. Error, go to. Maybe delete those parentheses. Oh yeah, I didn't put parentheses in front of the 1,000. Okay, that's fine. So I just did the numerator first, and now I'm going to hit divide. I need a parentheses here. That's the red one. Another parentheses, 1 plus 0.025 divided by 12. Close the parentheses, to the power of 12 times 1, which is simply 12. Come out of that exponent, minus 1, close the parentheses, and hit enter. And I got $84.47 when I rounded. Okay, so $84.47 a month at 2.5% interest for 1 year. That $1,000 will be paid back. Okay. Okay, example 5 says Natasha needs to borrow $400 until her next paycheck. Okay. Get into this situation, that's not a good thing. Okay, spending money before you make it and taking out payday loans are really bad. Payday loans are really high interest and there ought to be laws against it, actually. Do not ever go to a payday loan place, if at all. Just try to avoid it at all costs. Natasha needs to borrow $400 until her next paycheck to purchase a wedding gift. She goes to Friendly Fred's loan store. Friendly Fred lends her $400 for 3 weeks, at which time Natasha pays it back in full. There is no collateral required, so APR is relatively high, using the word relatively loosely. Fred charges her $70 interest for the 3 weeks. What is the APR for the loan to the nearest 10%? Okay. And once we do this problem, hopefully this will shed some light on what payday loan companies do, and you need to avoid them. When we get the answer, you'll see why. So the payday APR, annual percentage rate, is equal to the loan interest divided by the loan amount, divided by the length in days, divided by 365, because we're breaking up a year by days, and then multiplying that by 100 for the percent. Okay, so payday APR equals loan interest. So the loan interest was $70. So that's going to go here, divided by the loan amount, which was 400. So it's $70 divided by 400, and then we're going to divide that by the loan length in days. It was 3 weeks, which is 21 days, over 365. And then we're going to multiply that by 100. Okay. So remember, when you divide a fraction by a fraction, you flip it and switch it. 70 over, I think that's 7th grade math. 70, whoops, yeah, that's right. 70 over 400 times 365 over 21. And then multiply that by 100. So I'm going to put that in my calculator. 70 divided by 400. Enter. I'm going to multiply that by 365 divided by 21. Okay, and then multiply that by 100. And it comes out to be 304.16 repeating. 304.16 repeating. And it says round to the nearest 10%. So 4 is less than 5. So this is going to be an approximation of 300% interest. Did you hear me? 300%. Do not go to payday loan companies. Okay, Harrison's loan stars loaned Nicole $900. So here's the check your understanding. Let me highlight these. They loaned her $900. She needed it for an unexpected car repair. She must repay the loan in 30 days. The interest is $100. What is the APR for this loan to the nearest percent? So we're just going to do the same thing as we did before to practice this. So loan interest in this case is $100. And we're going to divide that by how much she's borrowing, which is 900. Okay. And then we're going to divide that, let me put that in parentheses, by the loan length in days, which is 30, divided by the number of days in a year. And we're going to multiply that by 100. Okay, so I like to simplify stuff. 100 over 900 is 1/9. And so it'd be 1 over 9 times 365 over 30. Oops, not 300, over 30. Okay, and in doing this, we get 365 over 270 times 100. This 100 comes down here. So that's why I'm going to put in my calculator. Hopefully you follow that. 365 divided by 270 times 100. Just moves the decimal 2 places to the right. And it would be 135.19%. which is approximately, let me try that again. Nearest percent, which is approximately 135% interest. Still high, but not as bad as Friendly Fred. Fred isn't so friendly. Of course he's friendly. Okay. So anyway, that is the end of chapter 3.2. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.